In the fading pages of old Japan, where ink told stories of honor and discipline, there lived a samurai who was known not for what he had done, but for what he could have been. A man gifted with natural ability, sharp instincts, and a presence that made others believe he was destined for greatness. And from a young age, he heard the same words whispered around him, that he was different, that he had potential, that one day he would rise above the rest. And slowly, without realizing it, those words became his comfort, because he began to believe that greatness was something already within him, something that did not need to be earned, something that would reveal itself with time. And so, while others trained under the burning sun, repeating the same movements until their bodies ached and their minds hardened, he chose the easier path, not of laziness, but of quiet delay, telling himself that he would start tomorrow, that he still had time, that his moment had not yet come, and day after day, he sat between intention and action, holding knowledge without using it, understanding the way of the warrior without ever walking it, watching as those around him struggled, failed, learned, and slowly transformed into something stronger, while he remained untouched by effort, protected by his own excuses, living in the illusion that potential alone was enough, until the years began to pass not with noise, but with silence, like pages turning in a forgotten book, and the same training grounds that once echoed with his promise began to feel distant, unfamiliar, as the faces around him changed, growing sharper, more disciplined, more real. And one day, without warning, he saw the truth standing before him, not in words, but in contrast. Those who once stood beside him had become warriors, not because they were more talented, but because they had chosen to act when he chose to wait. And in that moment, something inside him broke, not loudly, but deeply, as he realized that potential is not a gift, but a responsibility, one that fades if left unused, one that turns into regret if ignored. And for the first time, he felt the weight of all the days he had wasted, all the moments he had delayed, all the actions he had avoided. And as the sun set behind him, casting long shadows across the ground, he reached for his sword, not as a symbol of who he was, but as a reminder of who he failed to become. And when he finally lifted it, the movement felt heavier than it should have, not because the blade had changed, but because time had, and though he began to train, though he finally stepped onto the path he had admired for so long, he knew deep within that he was no longer chasing greatness, but trying to escape regret. And in that quiet struggle, beneath fading skies and worn earth, he became something else entirely. Not the warrior he was meant to be, but a man who understood too late that knowing the path means nothing if you never walk it.